breathe, still giving you loving. Who am I trusting? I stopped believing in me. Now I can't find what I need. But my name is Bobbi Rae, singer, songwriter, musician, and you're now rocking with Nolazine.
If you ain't on Nolazine, you ain't on.
All right, so for the people who never heard of you, saw you before, tell them where you from.
I'm from Slidell.
Slidell?
Slittle.
St. Tammany.
St. Tammany Parish.
A.K.A. St. Slamity.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, they call it St. Slamity. No, if you go to jail there, but you might not get out.
Getting lost in the system.
So, for the people who watching this right now, I just want to just break the ice early, because, if I interview, I'm like a lot of rappers on Nolazine, but we don't have too many singers and R&B, soul, because I ain't lie, at first I thought we didn't have singers in New Orleans like that. I thought we probably had about a good 20.
You wasn't on the right scenes.
So
let me tell you.
I want you to put me on the right scenes.
Okay.
Well, I want you to break the ice first. I want you to show people, if it's your raw, real talent, acapella style.
Okay, all right. We doing original, we doing cover, we doing.
You know what? We're going to go back to back. We're going to do original, then we're going to do cover.
Okay, let me do it original. This song will be released in 2025, Red Flags. Didn't bring the guitar with me tonight, so we doing this all the way a cappella. So here we go. Little snap. Come on, you got to snap too. I need to hear you snap.
I ain't good at snapping.
It's toxicity. Got my mind running, now I'm losing sleep. But every night I'm still coming to lay in your sheets. Still giving me, losing myself, feeling like I can't breathe. Still giving you loving. Who am I trusting? I stopped believing in me. Now I can't find what I need. But I know that 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 I gotta let go. I got to let go. 'Cause all I see is red flags. 'Cause still I want you so bad. That's it. That's all y'all getting.
Hey, but you don't give them too much.
Not too much.
Gotcha.
That's Red Flags, y'all. It'll be releasing in 2025.
Gotcha. So you were just telling me that I'm on the wrong scene. So as where are the R&B scenes and but the real vibes.
Mm-hmm. You said where?
Yeah, where are they in New Orleans?
I do believe that it's becoming very much like rap culture, bounce culture, and I'm not mad at it. But jazz market still very much a live sound, live bands, the Dewdrop, live sounds, live bands. Of course, the Frenchman, but Frenchman's kind of, I think, more for the tourists. So.
Yeah, but you need a tourist actually. I'm like support, so that's probably good too.
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
But I saw small places in Houston, Atlanta, and other places where it's kind of intimate with poetry and different things.
Yeah,
I didn't really see that much in New Orleans. I know there's events, but it's not consistent.
It's not consistent. I'm actually headed to Atlanta on Tuesday for an intimate event. It's called ATL Unplugged. So I would like to see more of that here in New Orleans. I seem to find more of the intimate live music outside of New Orleans.
Right.
But here I think it's more so for the tourists.
I wanted to do I ain't gonna say New Orleans Unplugged. I want to do Nolazine Unplugged with rapping R&B. But the thing is, a lot of artists don't have that small amount of support for these venues. Because the venues still charge the people trying to do the event. So
yes.
If the artist can't bring the one to pay $10, $15 out, if you can't really book you really can't book it.
Yeah. So what were you thinking about? Just
I have relationships to actually do it at a multiple spots.
Okay.
But I don't like. It's also time consuming as well.
Okay.
But I still have that in mind to actually do those events.
I think that'll be dope. Not to say rap and R&B. I don't know.
But I also thought about doing something very intimate and use this back wall back here.
Okay.
And just bring artists up and just, do their thing. And
I think that'll be dope.
Just have like a little small, intimate room and,
Yeah, because I think another thing in New Orleans, it's a lot, like the open mics are cool, but I enjoy more curated shows when they have the specific artists and they already know the lineup, they know the vibe that they're curating from beginning to end. But the open mics are cool. Like I think that should continue, but I think New Orleans is missing the curated, unplugged live music scene.
I like the NPR.
Yes,
but I thought about something like the reason why I say this back wall because I like you could bring like probably 3-4 of your friends.
Okay. And so you would do an audience as well.
Like, your friends. But you hook your stuff up right here and I have the cameras on you.
Okay.
And you can have your own baby on like NPR.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm just, I got ideas. I'm thinking of some things. Some things coming. But anyways, so bring us back. When did you first realize that you could sing?
Well, let my mother say it. She said I used to stand on the bay window and just like with the broom in my hand at the house just singing. She said I've been like since a kid had the gift to sing. But I would say when I realized, I don't know if you remember the show Proud Family, the theme song of Proud Family. I remember one day me and my friend was, watching the Proud Family. I was singing it. And she looked at me, she was like, "You sound good." I was like, "Me?" And she was like, "Yeah, you sound good." And so her and I would practice that song. We actually did it for like a talent show and we actually won. So I would say that was the moment I'm like, okay, I kind of like doing this. But before that, I was just doing it for, just fun or whatever. But after that, we started kind of like her and I would do like just singing together and stuff like that. I went to the studio for the first time at 16 and I was just like, okay, I want to do this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so you don't have the church background like most singers?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I have sang in the choir, but I'm not like the people that, they've been doing that. They've been doing the whole choir thing from childhood.
And the church get mad at you for doing like secular music.
But I did have that experience.
Okay.
I was in this group called Spiritual Gifts, and Donald Godbolt, he's an amazing praise and worship leader. But in the midst of singing with them, I started doing quote unquote secular music, and he was like, "You got to choose." So
that's where I was coming in next. Like, I don't think you should have to choose.
I don't think so either.
The reason I feel like you don't have to choose because you don't want us to choose to come to church after a whole week of who knows actually what we done. So so why can't I sing in church on my free time?
And who's the real judge?
Right. So that's why I say, so I wanted you to go like deep into that. Like, how do you really feel like, do you think artists should have that freedom to like do both?
Yes, I do. And the Savior that I know doesn't judge us based on, if we're singing music that's not directly Christian music, because there's inspirational music. Like my music is inspirational, but also it talks about love. It talks about my life. And who's the judge? Like, who's the real judge? Needless to say, I chose to continue doing quote unquote secular music, and I had to leave the band because he found out that I was still doing it. Because at first I told him, I was like, okay, I'll stop. But I was getting booked and stuff, so.
I think you should join a new church. I think you should. I think you should. I think you should still drop one gospel album and drop both, and you kind of show them, I could do both. Because guess what? This year, Glorilla dropped the album with all kind of stuff on there.
Okay.
And she still closed it out with Kurt Franklin, and nobody said nothing.
Okay, exactly. And the times are changing.
I'm pretty sure Kurt Franklin done a lot of stuff that people didn't like.
You hear the Rain remix now. Like,
he didn't really do everything the traditional church way. Yeah. But he still made it, transition. So I just think I think church, I would say church. I'm gonna say gospel music can actually become bigger if they like allow those artists to do both.
I agree.
But
I think that is still a fine line because you know, I haven't heard the Glorilla.
I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it. I'm gonna speak on my opinion. I feel like it should be a fine line because it's a genre.
Okay.
Because if everyone stops someone from like jumping in and doing different genres, it'll kind of be hard. Like, you know, Drake feel like he want to be a pop star. Mm-hmm. Like Beyonce wants to join it in like country music now.
Right.
So like, but if the people would be stopping, how can she, you know? So like, I feel like if you are R&B artist and you still want to do gospel, I don't think, you know, like, it's either you're gonna be a fan or you're not.
Exactly. But I agree with this though, because that kind of was my struggle of like, some of the music I've sang at churches, like some of the music I sang at secular events is like, if you heard it in the church, you'd probably think, oh, it means this. But then if you heard it somewhere else, you're like, oh, it means that. And that was kind of like the battle of like, he's like, okay, you just sung this song in church and now you on Frenchman singing this. But for him, it was a no. And I had to leave because of that.
You gotta find someone. You gotta find someone who actually see your vision the same way you see it.
Exactly.
Right. You know, and I think it will happen. You know, you have to stay consistent and do both. Cause like I think being an R&B artist could actually help bring, you know, more awareness. Cause like, you know, I think gospel just in their own world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like most of the people they're like, man, they only know what they know.
Yeah.
But I think I feel like even rapping, like if you want to rap about what you want to rap about and still go rap about gospel, I think you should be able to do both. I
think you can, but I'm gonna say yes and no. That's all. I'm just leave it at that because I think.
Well, I'm gonna close it out with this. I'm gonna say why I say this because, but without no change, but we probably wouldn't have made it this far with like, with the other way how people did it. Like, do you really think 50 years ago that Beyonce could have made a damn country song?
Possibly.
They was hanging people down for doing, like they wanted them to do what kind of music they wanted them to do. Like blues, it was like kind of, you know, blues was like
but blues is kind of gospel.
Right, but like, but they jumped in our lane. Like Elvis took people's style, so why can you get mad?
Yeah. But I'm saying, okay, let me ask you this. Certain words, like you feel like gospel should be whatever you want to say, even if you like doing secular.
Right. So I'm saying if you do a secular album, you don't have to put the gospel music on there. You can drop 2 albums. Mm-hmm. But you just promote gospel to gospel and R&B to R&B, and you're going to grow up both fan bases. I'm not saying have a sexual song, Sex Me Down, then go back to saying Jesus love me next.
Right.
I'm saying make a whole, you can make, you can separate them.
But I think that's when the word, I mean, I agree with you. Like, you should be able to express yourself how you want, but you will get ate up on the internet. Like, just know that that's coming with it. Like,
but guess what? Somebody got to take the risk.
Okay.
Even I don't know if you feel like it got to be you. You know, somebody got to take the risk.
Me, but somebody got to take the risk.
Somebody got to take the risk. Or, drop 5 albums, then you can finally drop your gospel one there.
Yeah. I
got you.
But, I don't think my music, like, is that vulgar. It's not. Like, I've done, like, hospitals. My music kind of goes across the board as, I would say, like, inspirational, but also, like, empowering. But just say if you're going through a bad breakup or something, like, it's also emotional. It's like my music is literally meant to evoke feelings. Like, I want to see my audience cry. I want to see them, like, have emotional outbursts.
Okay.
That's a plus for me. Like, we having a therapy session while you at one of my shows. We deep breathing in between sets.
Gotcha. So with that being said, I want to ask you this, like, but while we kind of still on the same subject, like, what do you enjoy most about being a music artist, and like, what do you dislike about it?
Okay, what I like most about it, of course, expressing myself. Like, sometimes I even feel like when I'm like talking, I don't always express myself the best way. But through music, I feel like I'm getting out exactly how I feel emotionally. I feel like I can feel the audience, so I like to evoke that feeling. Like, when I'm in front of an audience, I like to feel the audience feel me. And that's an energetic. It's literally an energy transfer. That endorphin feel, I am addicted to. because I know that my words, my sound is creating this kind of like this alchemy between me and the audience. Now, what I don't like as much is the industry and how for artists like myself, they want to box it into sometimes it's just a certain, like this is just like almost like gospel or just inspirational, but I feel like everybody needs what I do. Like once you hear it, once you experience it, you need what it is that I do. And I think that the industry likes, the vulgar. The mainstream is the vulgar. It's the, putting it, especially as a woman, sexuality, putting sexuality out there. I don't want to speak too much on that. I'm just going to say that.
Speak your mind.
I just feel like the industry gatekeeps. However, the world we live in now, I can put my own stuff out the way I want to put it out. And I'm finding, more freedom in this, in the way that, marketing is now. Let me just say that.
Gotcha. So, with that being said, like, being a music artist, being a female music artist, a singer, like, do you ever, like, actually run into, but the other side of the music business where, like, guys kind of don't want to do stuff for you because they feel like they're trying to holler at you, don't give them no play.
Yes.
Like, but how do you feel about that?
I feel like, first, I'm not going to say, I want to say it's unfair. I want to say that. But I mean, okay, that's one part. But as a woman, it's honestly discouraging. It's discouraging because, like, I know, like, I have real talent. I know what I'm really trying to do. And a lot of times, even with studio sessions, it's like, oh, this is, they try to offer this. I'm going to give you a free session or whatever. And I'm like, I'll pay the money. I'm not even looking for the freebie. But it's because there's something else attached to it. Or, next thing in my DM, like, can I take you to dinner? Like, I'm being promoted by this promoter. And then now you're in my DM like, oh, after the show, like, let's go have drinks. Like,
Maybe they have a motive.
They have a motive. It's a motive. So, I mean, it feels unfair, but I understand that also this is a man-predominant industry. And I just got to, stand my ground. I know something that Tim's had mentioned about going to the studio with, like, oversized clothes on. So, and I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't, but
that don't mean nothing. And them dudes still got their imagination. If they saw you any kind of way your shape, they still got their mind. Like, I don't care if you wearing oversized.
But clothes. I feel like it has helped a bit in some of my sessions because at first I used to be like, I'm gonna wear whatever I want to wear, but and again, women should be able to wear whatever they want to wear at whatever point. Like, do what you do.
And so and what I think about this whole thing of I always hear these stories of the females, like these guys. I think it's time for other females to encourage other females to start taking these males' jobs. I think females should start promoting their friend. Like, girl, you should become a music producer. Girl, you should become a PR. Girl, you should become girl, you should buy one record studio.
But actually, that's kind of been my strategy lately. Even just like now that I'm working with majority women. I won't say her name right now, but someone I'll be meeting in Atlanta, she also has a female-owned record label, and that's what I'm more interested in. Not saying I won't work with any males, of course. Like I said, it's a male-predominant industry, but my goal is to work with more females and just to kind of that sisterhood, like.
Well, the problem also too to go with the female thing too is the other side of what if the female feel like they the male?
What if
they feel like they the dominator, like they trying to holler at you now?
I just feel like it's different with women. Like
if you feel like you can handle them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just feel like sometimes with men, it's that ego is just. It's sometimes very strong and it can be intimidating. But with a woman, I just feel like I'm more comfortable. You know, I'm a girl's girl, so
They have men that will try to blackball you because you ain't give them no.
exactly.
And I think that's tweaked out. Like, ain't no way you should be that mad that this woman didn't want to give you nothing. Like, like there's more women
that actually happened.
Yeah. There's more women in the world than men. I don't think they realize that. Like, you could go pick somebody else.
But it's the ego. It's wanting what you want. Like, and that'll be the.
I think I ain't gonna lie to you. The more I became old, I think it's like a mental thing. To like want to have so many different women, I think it's a mental thing because, like, if you get what you need at home and you still want everything out there, I think it's a mental. Like, I think it's like a mental health issue.
I believe so.
Because after so while, it's like, if you get to a certain age and you still want every woman you see, something ain't right with you.
Yeah.
Because who you gonna tell? Like after you get a nut, it's really over.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't think people realize that after you get a nut, like, if it's only, all right, my word or your word, say we had sex, and guess what? One person can say, man, I had sex with that person.
Right. And
so it's like, so after a certain age, it's like, are you really writing names down that you having sex with? Like, what is your reason? To say I stuck my dick in her? Like, what's the thing?
But people, I mean, just Diddy, you see, it don't stop. So
yeah, I don't know. I was sitting there thinking, like, I say, man, after a certain age, you gotta start thinking a little different.
It's an ego thing, and I feel like, especially if the woman is, you know, strong-minded, I feel like men have more of attraction of dominating that particular woman. Like, that's what I've seen in my experience, and also with other female artists and people who are just in the creative world. If you really know, like, what you on, and you not really on that, it seems to be more of a let me try to dominate you by, you know, gatekeeping or sexual advancements, like. Yeah. Or
like putting you in a crazy contract.
Yes.
Taking 70% of your everything.
Yes.
Like, what? like who offers those deals?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I've been in Atlanta a lot. I was damn near about to move to Atlanta multiple times. And I know that, you know, they got all kind of games going out there too. But
you know how to maneuver.
But they also got a lot of good people that can really change your life.
Yeah.
But like when it come down to females, it always be, you know, if the female not doing certain things for certain people, you know, it's gonna take them longer.
Yeah, it really, yeah. But I mean, like I said, my strategy right now is definitely working with as much females as possible, and you know, the solid men that are out there.
Who knows? But you might have to go into the, you know, I don't want to say the community. I'm gonna say
the community. Wow.
I'm gonna say it like that. But the community, because I don't know all the letters, so I'm gonna just say the community.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like I'm like big supports.
Yeah.
So like
they are.
Once you get them on, you know, your trail, you know they're gonna like you.
Yeah, and I already take. I feel like, I hate to say like they, but I feel like they already support.
Right.
What I'm about, because literally I'm like, everything is about freedom. Like, there's no boxes, there's no ceiling. It's just, my music is just freedom. It goes across, and you could take it just depending on the setting. Then you may take it as inspiration. You may take it as freedom. You may take it as liberation. Like, yeah.
Yeah, just personally, I didn't want to say the wrong thing for they be mad at me in this interview. Like, man, they ain't even say the letters right. So I'm going to just say the community.
The community, that's okay.
I can say they because, you know.
You're right, take the community.
But they might take they wrong. Like, who is they? You know?
Right.
I'm going to say the community. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But now, there's too much going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you have any brand new music, features, anything coming up?
So new music definitely in 2025. You'll see a couple of at least 5 single releases and then a full album. I don't want to speak on any of the features yet, but 2025 is going to be popping. Like, I'm excited. It's going to be popping. And I'm kicking it off in Atlanta on the 3rd. I know this, you know, this interview might be coming out after.
Oh, no, this interview coming out Wednesday.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, the 3rd.
Yeah, my interviews drop daily.
Okay, I love that.
I just told you content is king. You got to drop it.
Yes,
you got to drop it as much as possible.
Yes. I'm learning.
It's gonna be on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that.
Okay.
But but the clip might not be out till I got it. But you know, the actual interview will be out.
I love that, and I love your consistency. Like honestly, like I feel like you got it sold up with the daily content.
Right. Sometimes I be slipping because you got other priorities to be doing, but I feel like I'm about to go harder for 2025.
Okay, I love that.
But you know, they say, hey, but consistency beats talent any day. You don't have to be the most talented.
Consistent beats talent. Okay.
Yeah, consistency beats talent any day.
For
like,
sure.
You don't have to be the most talented.
Yeah.
You can make it happen.
Yeah.
But
I believe that.
Anyways, with that being said, I'm like, what's next for you? Are you going to start your own label, drop some merch?
So
ever have one of them like Beyonce feature?
Again,
Speaking to existence, huh?
The feature's about to be fire, but I don't want to speak on the features yet. But definitely new music is being released, new merch will be released. 2025, y'all just stay tuned. Y'all got to go check out my website, check out my Instagram, just new stuff all 2025.
And actually, I'm like, with that being said, last but not least, tell everybody how can they find you on social media and your website?
Okay, you can find me at The Real Bobbi Rae, TheRealBobbiRae on all social media platforms. My website is www.therealbobbirae.com.
All right. But then we done.
All right, we out.
All right.
If you ain't on Nolazine, you ain't on